Multiple offers on house in probate, probate in California. That's our topic today. Let's get started right now. Hi, I'm Kim Ward. Welcome back to my channel. I am an expert helping executors, administrators, and trustees with homes in probate. Today we're talking about multiple offers on house in probate, and probate in California. You may have heard the term multiple offers. It's one of my favorite things when I'm helping a seller. When I'm helping a buyer, not so much, because it makes things more challenging. As a seller, when you receive multiple offers, it's a very positive thing. It means many people are interested in the property. A lot of people associate multiple offers with chaos and uncertainty, but as a seller, it's a good thing. When you receive multiple offers, it gives a tremendous amount of leverage and helps with negotiating. And when negotiating, that leverage gives you a lot of power. When a property is on the market for a short time and there's multiple offers, buyers are willing to give better terms and higher prices. The flip side is when a property is on the market a long time, you may receive one offer, which is not a bad thing. And it makes negotiating a little bit more challenging because the buyer and you have more of an equal power. Now keep in mind that most homes are sold with one, maybe two offers here in San Diego. And when you receive one offer, it's good, and it's great to have someone who is a strong negotiator to help guide you through that entire process. Now, one of my favorite things is to receive multiple offers, and that typically happens within the first 3 to 5 days that a property is on the market. So again, when multiple offers are received, it's a short time on the market and buyers are clamoring to get the property. A little side note, not very many people know this, but I have met appraisers at the property, and when they ask me, how many offers did you have? And I'll say, we had multiple offers. We had 7 offers. That can help the appraiser to make the argument that the property is in demand and worth more than what the current market value would appear to be. It's about demand. And especially if a buyer is putting down 20% or more, the appraiser may be more lenient and bring the appraised value in at our agreed upon purchase price. So when you are a seller and you have received multiple offers, I'm going to explain the options you may have to respond to those multiple offers. So you should consider these negotiating strategies. For example, you can accept the highest offer and not do anything else. You can inform through your agent all the buyers that multiple offers have been received and invite them to make their highest and best offer. I typically do this by sending a well-written email to all the buyer's agents, letting them know that the seller will be reviewing all offers by a certain timeline. Usually we give about 24 hours or less for the buyers to determine what is their highest and best offer. You have the option of accepting the highest offer with the best terms and putting the rest of the offers in a backup position, holding them in case something would go wrong with buyer number 1. You can outright counter offer the best 2 or 3 offers, sometimes a few more, and reject the others. Many times when my seller receives multiple offers, it's on a property that has deferred maintenance, a fixer property. And the cash investors much of the time will offer a very low price, keeping in mind that they have to have the space between the offered price and the price that they will resell the property for, and all of the costs in between for the repairs and the closing costs on their sale. So much of the time we receive offers that are substantially below the list price, and we also receive 2 or more offers that are close, at, or above the list price. So we may choose to counter offer those 2 at or above list price and just simply reject the rest of the offers that are below the list price. So here's a quick story about a fixer property in the area of Crown Point in San Diego. My client and I determined to put the house on the market. This was a 3-bedroom, 1-bath home, but it was in a prime location of San Diego by the bay and within 1.5 miles of the beach. It was a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, about 1,000 square feet, and it needed a complete remodel. We put the property on the market for $1 million, and through the negotiating, the accepted and closed sales price was $1.202 million. Now, that's an unusual circumstance. Much of the time we get at or somewhat above the list price on a fixer property with multiple offers. Now, I want to be clear, this isn't a game, it isn't a power struggle. This is to gain the highest price, best term for you, the seller, and the estate. So when offers are received, if you happen to be happy with the highest offer that comes in and you just want to accept that, it's not up to me. Of course, I will give you my guidance if you ask for it and let you know if I think that I can obtain a little bit more money for the estate. If you're happy with the price, then I'm happy and we will go forward, because I give you all the information, all the facts, so you can make an informed decision, and your decision I will implement. Now back to the strategies. Each of these approaches have their advantages. Sometimes when we're patient, we do receive a better offer than we originally thought we were going to receive. Sometimes inviting the buyers to provide their highest and best offer turns out to be much higher than we thought we would originally obtain for our property. Sometimes buyers become upset. I've actually had conversations with buyer's agents where they said that their buyer just would not participate in a multiple offer. In that case, they move on to the next property. Now, we want to be reasonable. Let's say that the property's fair market value is $600,000 in the current market. Sometimes I will receive on your behalf an offer at, let's say, $650,000. I call that the crazy number, because there's no way that I'm going to be able to get an appraiser to agree to a $50,000 differential between fair market value and the offer. So that's when I'll have a conversation with you, letting you know that this is an offer that is never going to go forward at that price. I have heard stories of sellers that have taken a very high price to find out that the appraisal comes in at the current market value, and then they have three options. They can lower their price, they can ask the buyer to pay the difference between their offer price and the appraisal price, or the transaction disintegrates. To go a bit deeper into the multiple offer situation, consider this. Perhaps there's no situation more frustrating for buyers than to find out the home that they would like to own and they put an offer in on has multiple offers. It can be so frustrating for buyers and fraught with misunderstanding of the circumstances. Consider the following issues and dynamics. The seller wants to get the highest price and best terms for the property, while the buyer wants to get the lowest price and their terms on a property. The listing agent represents the seller's best interest, and the buyer's agent is representing their buyer's best interest. Sometimes the seller will give their listing agent permission to share the information about the highest price offer to other buyers, which can make that buyer's agent and their buyer unhappy. But of course, then that buyer has the opportunity to put in a better offer for the seller. So what's fair? What's honest? It's sharing the same information with every single buyer's agent so they can pass that along onto their buyer. So then their buyer can make their best decision on what to offer on the property. Now, there are cash buyers out there, and when I receive multiple offers from both cash buyers and traditional buyers, because unless the property is a super fixer, I am marketing to both. You've heard the saying that cash is king, and it might be. My client Angela recently closed escrow on her uncle's home here in San Diego. She was his trustee. We received 5 offers, 3 that were cash, 2 that were traditional buyers. So when I spoke with Angela about the offers that we had received, I explained to her the cash buyers. I asked for proof of funds that they have the cash to go forward with the purchase, as well as asking the buyers who are getting a loan to provide their lender information and their proof of funds so that I can vet out their lender and determine they have the funds to close the escrow also. Angela chose to accept 1% less proceeds with a cash buyer than the traditional buyers because her need was to move forward with this sale of the property and close quickly. That isn't always the case. Sometimes it's better to accept the offer that will take a little bit longer and have some other humps to get over, such as investigation of the property. Traditional buyers tend to be more picky about the condition of the property, and they will probably ask for repairs, whereas cash buyers typically take the property as is. Also, traditional buyers will need to get an appraisal, and that's a hurdle to get over to make sure that the property comes in at the agreed upon purchase price. Whereas with cash buyers, it doesn't matter. They can pay whatever they want for the property. There's no appraisal. And so, long story short, Angela got what she wanted, which was a great sale completed quickly with a cash buyer. So as a listing agent, I want to do right by my seller and also treat people fairly. I will always do my best to treat everyone with respect and honest communication, because I believe that keeping everyone informed is the right thing to do. So that's a bit about multiple offers. If you found this of value, please give me a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to my channel. And if you want to be notified of my weekly informational videos and you wouldn't want to miss any of them, just hit that bell button and you'll get notification. If you have questions or comments, just go ahead and place them below. I'll be sure to get back to your questions. Thank you, and I'll see you next week.